in the heart of a vast, breathing forest, where the wind sang through ancient trees and rivers shimmered like glass, a deer was born. His name was Arrow. From the very beginning, Arrow was different, and this difference would, in time, become the catalyst for great change. While the other fawns played and stumbled through the tall grass, Arrow would often stop and stare, not at danger, not at food, but at the light. The elders whispered among themselves, "Some are born to live, others are born to change things," and it seemed Arrow was one of the latter. The forest was alive in ways few could understand. Birds painted the sky with songs, rivers carried stories from the mountains, and at the very center of it all stood a tree. Not just any tree, it glowed, soft, golden, eternal. The animals called it the heart tree, the source of all life in the forest. Arrow's mother warned him never to go near it alone. But Arrow always felt it calling, a gentle yet insistent whisper. Seasons passed, and Arrow grew stronger, faster, wiser. But something else grew too, silence. The birds stopped singing, the river slowed, the wind faded, leaves began to fall but never returned. The forest was dying, and panic spread among the animals. Some fled, some hid, some waited. Arrow did none of those. He watched and listened. One night, under a sky with no stars, Arrow found the oldest creature in the forest, a blind, ancient tortoise. "You can hear it too, can't you?" the tortoise said, and Arrow stepped closer, his heart beating with a mix of fear and curiosity. "The heart tree is fading," the tortoise whispered, "because the forest has forgotten something." Arrow lowered his head, his ears straining to hear the tortoise's words. "What?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The tortoise smiled faintly. "Balance," he said. "For life to continue, something must be given." Arrow didn't speak, but deep inside, he understood. A spark of knowledge had been lit, and it would guide him on his journey. That night, Arrow left, no goodbyes, no fear, just purpose. He walked through forests that no longer breathed, crossed rivers that had turned to dust, climbed hills where nothing grew, and along the way, he saw shadows of what once was, a nest abandoned, a herd gone, a world fading. But still, he moved forward, driven by the light, which was still calling, a beacon in the darkness, guiding him towards his destiny. At last, Arrow arrived, and though the journey had been long and arduous, he was ready, for he had found his purpose. The heart tree stood before him, but it was no longer radiant. Its glow flickered, weak and fading, a reminder of better times. The ground around it was cracked, and the air felt heavy, weighed down by an unseen force. Arrow stepped closer, and then the light spoke, not in words, but in feeling a life for life. Arrow closed his eyes, and he thought of the forest, his mother, the wind, the songs, and without hesitation, he stepped into the light. The glow intensified, and the ground trembled. The sky cracked open. For a moment, everything went silent, and then light exploded across the forest. The rivers flowed again, the trees bloomed, and the wind returned, bringing with it the sounds of life. Animals slowly came back, confused, amazed, alive, but Arrow was nowhere to be found. Years later, the forest thrived once more, and at its center, the heart tree stood stronger than ever. But now its light had changed. It was truly beautiful. Within its glow, a shape could sometimes be seen, a deer watching, guiding, protecting. The elders would tell the young, when the forest needed hope, one chose to become it, and from that day on, the light was never alone again.